Okay. So basically, from coming for the first time in Uganda, I met a lot of influencing artists in the graffiti scene, in the photography scene, in the fashion scene. Start being really inspired by what Uganda had to offer. Like the vibe is amazing, the people is amazing, the art and the creativity is like boiling. So as a person who feed on creativity and always go back to different places I visit, I've been to Mexico 15 times, going back and forth, sharing with people from different states, painting and doing music. So now I really feel that I was called to come meet East Africa. So from Kampala, I start going to Nairobi, to Kigali, and knowing the countries and the communities that are around Kampala as my main base from where I was jumping back and forth from America and Europe. And this time is my, last time I came in was in November, last November. It was my 4th time in Uganda. And basically, actually, like to go even back further than that, on my 3rd time that I was here, it's a year ago, I was here to shoot videos for my 7th solo album with an artist called Papa Shut It, which is a director that I really enjoy here in Kampala. And basically 3 days after I arrived, Radio passed away. I never met Radio before. I knew him only through songs and through the love that people had for him. But I saw how the country was changed. Like the country was completely changed from one day to the other, the news being spread. The country was in standby, people in the street. All the news, all the shopping center, everywhere was all radio. Radio was everywhere. So this is where I really started knowing the influence and the magnetism that this brother had on the demography on the land. So basically, I come back this time around 1 year later, like 10 months later. We're in November. I'm eating at Kepasa, and someone recognized me while I'm eating. Come talk to me, and he's expressing that he's opening a new place, and it would be important for Kampala to have a tribute wall for Radio. So that's what I did. I spent my prayers into having this vision of Radio land on the wall. And I think that mural became viral. From what I understand, it became viral in Uganda. A lot of people, a lot of celebrities took pictures with it. A lot of people shared it and shared deep thought in relation to this painting. So after the success that it had, I met Chameleon, and he invited me at the Saba Saba concert he was having at the stadium to paint live his portrait. And on, I'm still to this day meeting highly influential people. Like recently, I had a chance to have a meeting with Eddie Kenzo also. I'm going to be collaborating on something with him too. I'm producing a full album of music, completely produced by Kampalan producers, and all the featurings are Ugandan featurings. So I'm continuing to paint, to draw, and to write poetry. I even wrote a full book. I wrote a full book in my journey, my last journey in November in Kampala and in Kigali. I wrote 20 poems, and I did a lot of body painting on models. So now it's a book that is going to be printed, which include my relation to womanhood, but also my relation to East Africa, my relation to art, to poetry, and to body painting. So I don't know, I feel that's a good introduction on my relation, who am I, and my relation to Uganda, and why am I so active and followed by Ugandan people now. I think that painting of Radio Mowzey, then the painting of Chameleon, then the painting of Bobby Wine brought a lot of attention to what I do artistically. And as a response to it, I decided to come back to Uganda to spend more time this winter, which is almost the end of this time. I'm still here for like 2 weeks, but I'll be back. I'll be back cyclically to East Africa. That's it, man. Art is amazing. Much gratitude to everyone having the hospitality and the love necessary for me to develop and to grow as an artist and as a human being in East Africa. I'm grateful for it.
The album you're talking about.
Yep.
What do you're going to do with it?
It's okay. So Right now, I am finishing my 8th solo album of music. So I have 7 solo albums of music. Earlier I said I have 14 albums. That's including my duos and my group albums. But as a solo rapper, I have 7 albums. Now I'm finishing my 8th album. On the 7th album, I did the video Level Up and the video Boda Boda Molotov, which have been shot here in Uganda. And one of them feature Ruyanga, which is an artist from here, as you know. And then on the 8th album, I'm featuring one Ugandan artist also. His name is Zex Bilanji Lanji. And from that collaboration that was so organic and so natural, we already recorded 10 other songs with Zex Bilanji Lanji. So it's a duo album. So the album coming after my 8th solo album, which is called 8, the album is only called number 8. Then the album following it is going to be a duo album with Zex Bilanji Lanji, from which we already shot a video in Rwanda, and we're shooting a second video in Kampala. I would say my solo 8th album will come out probably during spring, like June, something like that. And the album with Zex Bilanji Lanji hopefully will be out in September. I'll be back in Uganda in November. So the idea is the album to be out and to come launch the album during fall here in Uganda. So that's the plan.
What inspires you to do the art, the kind of art that you do?
So, as a painter and as a musician, life is the basics and provide everything as far as inspiration. Inspiration comes from the Latin word in spiritus, which means in the spirit. So everything I receive it from the spirit. I receive it from prayers. I receive it from deep meditation. So I would say what influenced me would be my own inner battles, the meeting, the people I meet, the landscape I see, the trip I do, the food I eat, the woman that share their mind to me, the brothers that bring me into their life experience. I would say all of these are the main tools and nutrients for my creative health, I would say. So I dig into all of these as far as what I want to say through my art. The difference is that aesthetically, I will have a lot of mentors, a lot of people, a lot of brothers and sisters have influenced me to create my own personal identity as an artist. So I would say the ideas and the substance come from my personal experience, but the aesthetic I choose also come from the inspiration and the beauty that I see around me, as far as what other artists will paint, as far as what I see and witness from my own eyes. I do definitely consider Uganda as one of the most incredible place to spend time. There's really it really possess a lot of similarity as the home I come from. Like Montreal is a similar city. During summertime, it's party all the time. Everything happen in open air. Everyone want to chill. Everyone want to create. Everyone want to build. There's good vibes. So I would say I recognize Montreal and Uganda so much. The advantage of Uganda is that there's no winter into it. So it is a place where I could produce mural for 12 months during the year. I wouldn't have to continue to travel, to continue to stay active. But I'm not really a settler. I'm not someone who actually settle like this. So I would say Uganda is becoming a place where my roots are being growing, and there's definitely a place for me and a home in Uganda for me, and I appreciate it, and I will continue to build that home. But as far as settling, I don't know. I'm a nomadic man. I've been nomadic more than half of my life. I've been traveling all over the world, and I have all of these different communities all over the world that are still waiting on me to come share more, that I'm waiting on them to come share more with me. So I'm still going to be moving. I'm still going to be an electron that connect those different oases around the world. But Uganda is definitely becoming one of my favorite places on the earth, and I want to continue build and create collaboration and paint my house here and create new rooms in this house I'm creating in Uganda. So yeah, definitely settling in Uganda is something that is possible, even if my type of settlement is different than most people's way of settling down.
Do you have a family?
I would say that my family is that community I've been building around the world. My family are my different bookers, friends, and collaborators in Mexico, my different hosts and people I love in France, the people I'm building with and recording my album in Canada, the friends that I met in Australia that come from Brazil, that we spent a month, that was amazing, and that this dude, I will always trust him for all of my life, you know. This is the family I have. This is the family I chose. This is the family that was given to me with the life I chose. I obviously have my blood family, my big brother, my younger sister. They are a huge influence on my life, and they are really important. But as far as the way I live my life, the people I love the most are often the people that send me love through distance. You know, like I'm never really gathered with my entire family because my family is scattered all over the world. So I do have a family. I don't have children. I was married once, but we didn't have children yet. So my family is that. My family, I'm creating every day with the new people I'm meeting, the new opportunities I have, and hopefully one day I'll be blessed with amazing children of my own also. But regardless of this, I'm still a family man because of the way I manage my kingdom and the way I manage my life and my destiny. I still manage it as a way to gather people around ideas and visions, and not as a thing to create a throne superior to others. I really gather people around me and not under me, and that's what I enjoy about families, is the fact that we are team working. And so yes.